I'm Chris Berman. Got a lot of games to cover. Let's get at it. In our first game this week, we had the Packers stroll away with a 14-point win. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, thanks. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. John Lynch sticks out on this list as one of the more costly injuries. A hairline fracture of the arm is the initial report, and the doctors are saying he'll be out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own MASH unit. Ike Hilliard might be the biggest loss on this list. It's reported that he's fractured his leg and that he'll be out for the rest of the season. So that'll do it for now. Boomer, back to you.
In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the 49ers pick up their first win of the year. Raynoch Thompson stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. Falcons, Panthers, and gave Jake Delhomme would air it out on this one, and he would find his man. The Panthers win this one by the final score of 8-5. Ashley Lilly had over 50 yards receiving and helped his Broncos beat the Buccaneers. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
Chris Redman is on the move. Perhaps not for all that he thought he'd get, but a good deal nonetheless. 3 years, $2.6 million. This guy will also have a new address for a while as he signs a 4-year contract with the Eagles.
In San Diego, right by Coronado Bay, we had the Chargers end up with an 8-point victory. Raiders, Texans. The Chargers, the incomparable Jerry Rice came up with a big play as he was able to pull this one in. The Raiders go on to win this by the final score of 7-3. Down at Pro Player Stadium, we had the Dolphins stroll away with a 14-point win. The Jaguars' defense held their opponents to under 150 passing yards in their win at Alltel Stadium. The Redskins won in impressive fashion on the road and will now head home to meet the Ravens. Bengals, Steelers. Rudy Johnson would come up with a big play here as he gets the carry and has clear sailing ahead. The Steelers win this one by the final score of 21-20. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Bills pick up their third win of the season. Priest Holmes played well despite the loss and showed us why he's ranked up at the top of the league. And in our final game, we had the Bears come away victorious. So another week in the books here on ESPN, but what do you say we hand out a few game balls before we go? Here's my primetime player. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studio. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.